Hey guys, so I'm here with my April reading wrap up. The lighting's not as good as it has been the last couple of weeks. I'm running a little bit behind and I'm actually kind of ready for bed right now. But I really wanted to get this recorded. I only read 6 books in April. Something was going on in April. I just couldn't read as much as I normally did, which was a little bit strange. I don't know why. Just kind of fell that way. So yeah, I read 5 books on my Kindle and 1 physical book. And the first book that I read was Somewhere Only We Know by Barbara Freethy. Cover looks like that. And this is the 8th book in the Calloway series. I have read the entire series. I was reading it to take part in a blog tour, and I gave it 5 out of 5. I really loved it. It was one of my favourites in that series. It was a fantastic sort of contemporary adult romance series, which I highly recommend. It was just really easy reading. The next book that I read was Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry. I read my advanced copy from NetGalley. I enjoyed this one, but not as much as her Pushing the Limits series. For me, it just wasn't as good. I don't know if it was because an arc and things will be ironed out in editing, but it didn't seem to flow as well as her other series. I would be reading and then it just became quite disjointed in parts. I had to sort of go back. I didn't know how they got from point A to point B. It just sort of felt a little bit jumpy in places. And sort of everyone was feeling one thing one minute and the next completely different. So a little unsure on that one. I did enjoy it though. I gave it. I'm torn between giving it 3.5 out of 5 and giving it 4 out of 5. But I didn't love it as much as I expected to love it, based on how much I love her sort of Pushing the Limits novels. The next one that I read was His $1 Billion Dilemma by Alexia Adams. Looks like that. This was another one that I got from NetGalley, and I was just in the mood for sort of really easy, light, fluffy romance reads. And I had low expectations going into this, and I actually loved it. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5, and it's really cheesy, really corny, really predictable, but something about it, I just absolutely loved it. It was funny. It's about this young woman called Helen, and she is working for this sort of engineering company, and it's currently in the process of being taken over by this tycoon who, think Richard Gere in Pretty Woman, he basically buys other companies, breaks them up and sells them on. And she basically storms into his hotel room. He's currently getting dressed, and she basically just has a go at him and demands a meeting with him. And he's sort of bemused and sort of in awe of her a little bit, and sort of their relationship goes from there. It was really good. It was just light, fluffy, and just fun to read. I really enjoyed reading it, and yeah, I gave it 4 out of 5. Then I read Stinger by Mia Sheridan. I loved Archer's Voice by her. It's one of, if not my favourite new adult novels ever. It's absolutely fantastic. And I had wanted to read something else by her for a while. I really enjoyed this, but it took me forever to read. It took me like 8 days to read this book, which is so unlike me. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it. I just found it quite slow going. It's about two young people who meet at a hotel in Las Vegas even. One of them is there for the law conference, and the other one is there for the porn expo. And they get trapped in an elevator, and they're two people that just should not get on. But somehow they have this crazy sort of instant love-hate relationship. Like, they love to argue with each other, and they just provoke each other, but they are also crazy attracted to each other. And they have this really fantastic, electrifying weekend, and then they go their separate ways, but can't stop thinking about each other. And then a few years down the line, they meet again. And I did really, really enjoy it. I think there was sort of a period in the middle where I was just like, come on, get back together, meet again. So I was waiting for that a little bit. But really, really enjoyed it. And I also gave that 4 out of 5. I think with that I might have struggled because Archer's voice had set the bar so high for it that it was always going to have to fight against my expectations because of Archer's voice. But yeah, I still really, really enjoyed it. It's a little bit like Hard to Love by Kendall Ryan, a little bit like that. Then the next book that I read was All I Ever Need Is You by Bella Andre, which has her horrific glare. Is that any better? Not really. This is the 14th book in her Sullivans series. I talk about the Sullivans all the time on this channel. I read them as they come out. A really, really fantastic adult contemporary romance series. It's a bit like the Callaways series that I mentioned before. It's really, really good. Not my favourite book in the series, but it was still a really, really great addition, and I'm still loving the series 14 books on. So there's something to be said for that. So that's everything I read on my Kindle. This is actually my iPad, but I wanted to show you the covers. God, you can tell it's late on a Friday. And then the last book that I read, I literally just finished up last night. I was determined to finish it last night. I didn't want to carry on reading this in May. And that's Paper Towns by John Green. I actually read this with Ryan from Ryan Reads Books. So I think I'm going to actually record a video review for this. But both of us wanted to read it because the film's coming out soon. And I really wanted to read the book before seeing the film. So we decided to read it together. Few thoughts on this one. I'm really torn on my rating of this one as well. I'm really torn between 3.5 and 4 out of 5 stars. I'm sort of still in the process of rating it in my mind. So hopefully by the time I come to record a video review, I'll have a definitive rating. So yeah, definitely look out for my review on this one. So yeah, that's everything that I read in April. It feels a little bit strange to only have to show you 6 books, to be honest. So yeah, that's a little bit strange. It's a bank holiday weekend this weekend, so I'm hoping to get some videos recorded. I have some amazing books to show you, so yeah, I'll probably do a book haul. I don't know when I'll upload it though. And yeah, I will record my review of Paper Towns, so look out for that. So that's everything, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Happy reading.